Hi everyone, continue from the previous video. We are now at the question 5. We're still in the indices, and now we need to simplify those index operation, the operation involved indices, to the simplest form. So let's look at the question A. Question A, we consider those index number involve 4. We must know that the 4 always can change into the basic simplest base, that is the 2. So now I'm going to change the 4 into 2 power of 2, and this originally, according to this question, this is power of -1, and the 4 over here also changed to the 2 power of 2, and this is power of -2 divided by a 2 power of 2 power of -3. After that, I'm going to multiply the 2 by -1. I got my 2 power of -2. The dot means multiply over here. The 2, this 2 power of -4, because 2 multiplied by -2, you got -4, and divided by 2 power of -6. So now I'm going to simplify it by using the laws of the rules of indices, where the operation, if the operation is multiply and the base having the same base, the power we can add it up. And if let's say we have operation divide, then meaning that this index number, the power will be minus the power of -6. So now I'm going to simplify like this. 2 power of -2. Since this operation is multiply, so I would say this is a plus -4. Alright, and divided by 2 power of -6, because the operation is division. So we are going to minus of this number. This is -6. So later on we are going to get a positive over here, because negative, you got a positive. Simplified it, you have a -2 minus 4 plus 6. And up you have 6 minus 6, that will be 2 power of 0. And the final answer, you got 1. 2 power of 0, you got 1. Any base power of 0, you get 1. Alright, now proceed to the question 2. It's question B. So for this question, I'm going to simplify this. 5 power of -3. I'm going to expand it. Multiply by 5 power of -2. This means multiply plus 5 power of -3 multiplied by 5 power of -2. So now you got 2 terms. Try to simplify the first term by using the rules of indices. You have a -3 plus -2. And for the second term, -3, the power -3 plus -2. Alright, so simplify the power. You have a -5 for the first term, and second term you got -5. Okay, so now you got a 2 of 5 power of -5. Alright, you got 2 times, as if this is an apple, and this is also one apple plus apple, you got 2 apples. Or you may just use the factorization method. You factor out the 5 power of -5. Then you got in the bracket 1 plus 1, you got 2. So 2 multiplied by 5 power of -5. So 5 power of -5 is going to be, it can be written in this form. And you end up 5 power of 5 will be 3125. So the answer is 2 over 3125. For the question C, I'm going to settle this power of -1. What do you mean by power of -1? Meaning that you are actually find the reciprocal of the base. The base now for -1, the base is this one. Alright, so now you find the reciprocal, meaning that you just write this denominator now become the numerator, and this become your denominator. So now you don't have the -1 power of -1 anymore, because you have operate with it. Now you get this. After that, we have 4 4 over 3 always is a coefficient. You may take it out. And now you should focus on the index unknown, x power of negative 1 over 3 and x power of negative 2. Both are index number having the same base. So now, because the operation is divide, you can taking this negative 1 over 3 minus the power of negative 2, because you have this division. The operation is divide over here. So now you use a negative. Okay, use the x. X is the base. Power of negative 1 over 3 minus negative 2. Alright, and trying to simplify it, you have a 4 over 3. X power of negative 1 over 3. Because of this negative multiplied by negative, you got positive 2. Alright, so you can write your answer as a 4 over 3 multiplied by x power of 5 over 3. Yeah, for question D, I love this question because you can see that all those indices inside this question having the same base. So we just need to apply the laws of indices, which multiply the base, the power can be add up, and if the operation is divide, then you need to subtract the power. Alright, so now we can simplify this simple using the rules of indices, because this is a multiply, meaning that the power can be add up. That is a 2 plus 1 over 2, and this is a this is an operation division. We are going to minus the negative 3 over 2, and you end up x power of 1, which is equivalent to x. Alright. Okay, for question E, this is a simple one. You can see that 4 square root of x power of 5. All of this power of 2. So don't forget the 4 need to be power of 2 as well. Then you gotta, as you always can change this square root into power of 1 over 2. So originally you have a 5. And square root meaning that is power of 1 over 2. Square root of a can be written as a power of 1 over 2. Alright, so when you have a power of 1 over 2, you just can write this index number into x power of 5 over 2 to represent this. Alright, and don't forget this is going to be power of 2 as well. So 4 squared is 16. Alright, and 5 over 2 multiplied by 2, you simplify the 2, you got a x power of 5, just like that. For this question, I prefer to separate them into two terms. Okay, so you must know that m plus n divided by a always can be written as m over a plus n over a. So as if that this is your m, this is your n, and this is your a. I'm going to write them in this form, which is consists of two terms, which is x power of 1 over 2 over x power of 1 over 2 plus the other term, the second term is x power of negative 1 over 2 divided by x power of 1 over 2. I'm going to settle term by term so that easy for me. So x power of 1 over 2 divided by x power of 1 over 2, which the same number divide by a number divided by the same number, you get 1. Plus x power of negative 1 over 2 divided by x power of 1 over 2. You always can use the rules of indices, where the operation is divide, meaning that you can take the power at the numerator, subtract the power at the denominator. Alright, so you have this. And now you have a 1 plus x power of negative 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2. That will be x power of negative 1, which is, you can write your final answer in this form. Alright, so this is the last question for the question 5. We shall see at the next video for the question 6 onwards. Alright, thank you for watching.